Hey guys, Romaning Reaper here. So, Outside the Wire is the latest Netflix original blockbuster. We've got a whole big stacked lineup this year of new blockbusters coming every week from Netflix, which, pretty exciting stuff because, since the cinemas are shut again. The first of these blockbusters is Outside the Wire, which just dropped today. It's about a drone pilot who's paired with an android captain to track down some nuclear codes to prevent the launch of nukes on the US. Now the trailer for this literally dropped about a week before the film actually released, because Netflix, I'm sure you all already know about this, but Netflix are just awful when it comes to marketing their own originals. So I didn't even know this was happening until about a week beforehand. Thanks, Netflix. Gotta love you. So yeah, Outside the Wire. What did I think of it? Well, this was actually quite a nice little surprise. It's not like a fantastic film or anything. It's not some really deep, meaningful cinematic masterpiece. It's not exactly one that'll stay with you very long, but I had fun with it. Some of the action is pretty cool. Some of it is kind of just quick cuts, but it is entertaining. And there are some interesting concepts here. Like, I really like the idea of the US having these robots called Gumps. And I don't know if they were CGI or practical effects. I assume they were CGI because, well, even still, they do look pretty good. The effects work for them is pretty stellar. Obviously, it's not top shelf effects, but for a Netflix original blockbuster, it's pretty good. The acting as well is also pretty great. Anthony Mackie as Captain Leo is brilliant, and Damson Idris, I hope I'm saying that right, as our protagonist, Lieutenant Harp. He he is really good as well, and he has quite an interesting arc, going from this guy, who just sees the people he kills as, just numbers, and eventually kind of begin to see the more nuanced grey area in conflict, and really begin to see these people as, people. And yeah, that is definitely one of the areas this film chooses to explore in terms of messages and concepts. That area is kind of hit or miss, because that concept of the nuances of conflict, yeah, that's a pretty interesting one, and it's developed well throughout. One done less so well is one about the paradox of command, which is introduced quite late on and isn't really developed properly at all for us to really, for us to really understand and feel the weight behind this, especially considering the context in which it's delivered. I won't spoil it, but there is a twist in the final act that definitely does help recontextualize everything, and it was a pretty interesting, surprising twist. I wasn't expecting it to go, where it did. A lot of the supporting characters are kind of paper thin. All of the US guys are, your typical paper thin military guys barking orders. And the villain as well, you could probably take him out of it and change nothing. He's in it for about 3 minutes, and and his character is just so paper thin. Like all we know about him is that he wants these codes so he can launch the nukes. Like that's about it. We don't know really why he wants this, and we don't know, what he's like, in here to make us really like care about him as a compelling villain. Although that does seem almost justified within the narrative, considering the third act twist. I won't spoil it, but I mean, if you know, you know, and it's not the most groundbreaking plot twist. It's not like the what's in the box Gwyneth Paltrow's head at the end of Seven, but it's an interesting enough twist though. And the film's score was alright. I say alright because it's serviceable. It's done by Lauren Balfe. The guy who did Bad Boys for Life and Mission Impossible Fallout. Seriously, I heard though he has sent the score for Mission Impossible 7, which I can imagine, considering how great Fallout's score was, that'll be great as well. But this score was just kind of your forgettable, generic action film score that you see in all these types of films, really. And in terms of like its messages, it feels kind of muddled in that there's so much it's trying to develop and explore that it doesn't really know what it's trying to say. But everything it does develop, it is quite interesting. And another, like, this is slightly nitpicky, but Captain Leo is like this android soldier who's like smarter, stronger, faster, as he is described in one scene. Yet what they've really just seemed to have done is sped up Anthony Mackie's footage to make it look like he's like, fighting a lot faster than what he actually is, rather than trying to do anything really innovative with this supposedly more advanced soldier. But that is probably just me nitpicking. But yeah, overall, Outside the Wire, it's a fun little Netflix film. It is what it is. It's an entertaining action film and nothing really much more. And honestly, if that's what you're looking for, then I mean, you're gonna be satisfied. Although, if you want something more challenging to stay on your head and let you think about it, this really isn't the film you're looking for. And overall, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Pretty solid, if forgettable, entertaining little Netflix film. The reason I give it a 7 and not a 6 is because it does have some interesting ideas and does go in some quite interesting directions that a more throwaway action film probably wouldn't have. It doesn't quite go all the way, but at least an effort was made. So yeah, that was my thoughts on Outside the Wire. Let me know down in the comments, have you seen it? What did you think of it? Are you looking forward to any of these upcoming Netflix blockbusters? Which one are you looking forward to most? Let me know that down in the comments as well. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.